All right. Welcome to Boys and Brunch. This is the show where we expose everything going down on the timeline. If you're watching this on the replay, then our timeline is broken up into chapters. So head down to the bottom and skip to the story that you want to get to. Today, we are talking about the beef between Khia and Jason Lee, how a series of viral tweets got a woman deported from Bali, how quickly to go exclusive when dating, and the act of recording OnlyFans content in public. I'm Jarrod D. King, and I'm joined by co-hosts Marcus Haynes and Brandon Harris Williams. Hello,
Hello,
guys.
hello,
How are you?
hello. Good.
Good. Brandon, what's going on with you? Give us a quick update.
I'm supposed to be productive with like my writing and stuff, but as y'all can see, the two whiteboards behind me are both blank. So yeah, that's what I need to do when we finish. What else is going on? I think that's it. Still getting adjusted to having hair, but
Mm.
yeah, that's that's about it.
Very cool. Very cool. Hello, connected. We see you in the chat.
Hey,
Marcus. Brandon, what are you drinking today?
it's called Fruit Scotto. It's a watermelon flavor. It kind of tastes like juice. Like it's supposed to be wine adjacent. I don't know. It's
Okay.
cute. It's cute.
Interesting. Very cool. All right. Marcus, how about you, sir? What's going on?
Um, so I'm physically going back into the classroom tomorrow. So this weekend, I've been really kind of just getting ready for that and preparing myself for all that entails. I'm also trying to really get back to my own writing as well. So I've been doing some outlining, really trying to get some ideas together for short stories and next book and stuff.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And what are you drinking today?
So I'm drinking a punch recipe from my mom. However, I got a little bit heavy-handed, so it's quite strong. We're gonna see how this goes.
What kind of
Okay.
liquor is in there?
A rum.
Yes, Rom.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how you fare later on in the in the show.
Yeah.
It's probably going to get better as we go on. I just want to say hello to Freddie Brooks, Ty McKinney, Focused. I see you guys all in the chat. Mama Shay, Gourgeois. Hello. So for my little update, as you can see, I've got like a little bit of a different look going. Um, I've I don't know if you noticed, but my hair is blonder, a little bit lighter. So that's
Yes.
kind of what I was originally going for. So I'm happy with it. Um, I did shave off the goatee. I'm still on the fence. I'm not so horrified as I was the first time I shaved it like a couple days ago, but I don't know if I want to keep it. So I don't know. You guys be the judge. Let me know in the chat if I should keep the goatee or if I should just go baby faced like I am now. I know y'all will
You look
give
a
me your
lot
opinion.
younger. You look a
Do
lot
I?
younger. Yes. Not saying you would
Good.
look
Well,
old before. Let's clear that up. But you look
yeah.
like he's
No, no,
barely
Yeah.
I appreciate
legal.
that.
That's what I'm like. I'm going for a younger look, especially my birthday's coming up next week. So yeah, but
Yes.
anyway, I have I'm doing another week with a Virgin Mary. But this is my last alcohol-free week for a while because my birthday's next week, so I'm definitely I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit. Okay, so
You got the
so don't
nerve to
jump
have.
on me just yet. Trust me, I'm
I
coming
thought
back.
we've been hearing you was gonna do this for a month now. Like, Lord.
Then you got the nerve to have salt on the rim
I
for a
mean,
virgin.
it's you get a little extra flavor, you know. Anyway, to the bourgeois. If at any point you hear something you like, please heart it up on the live stream on Twitter or give us a like on YouTube. I will be watching the comments and doing my best to interact with all of you and shout you out. And I will, of course, put the comments up on the screen as well. So let's jump into our first topic. I'm going to call this The Girls Are Gagging. So you remember the Queen's Court. So this was a show started by T.S. Madison and Khia, where they passed judgment on the people at the center of pop culture. Well, like many good partnerships, Khia and T.S. Madison split up and they began doing their own thing. Khia started her own show called Gag Order, But soon after, gossip blogger Jason Lee of Hollywood Unlocked entered into the picture. So there's no definitive timeline that I could necessarily pin down, but I'm seeing that as early as September of last year, Jason Lee begun using the terms gagging and gag nation as a title to his podcast and to, kind of explain who his audience was. So apparently the two have been beefing, and this move is seen as a direct slap in the face to Khia. And it's recently come to light that the very title of Khia's show, Gag Order, was trademarked by Jason Lee, resulting in her Instagram being shut down. So, so Marcus, what is your opinion of, I guess, both of the people involved, Khia and Jason Lee? I just want to get general opinions here first.
Oh Lord, well, it's just like insert that gif of Diane Carroll from A Different World. Die, just die. I don't really like either of them. I don't really care for either of them. So it's like two horrible people destroying each other, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if I had to like kind of go deeper into it, it is messy. It is really messy and really kind of like really shady to get this trademarked, and that this is the name of this woman's show. But I just still go back to let them destroy each other. It's fine.
Okay. Brandon, do you have any follow up to that?
I think it sucks because it's like she quit, got fired, whatever. Her and T.S. Madison left on bad terms from their show, so she kind of created one of her own, which is Gag Order. But now you go back and forth with somebody and you get that taken away from you as well. That definitely sucks. But she's a pretty horrible person. Her whole show is like about destroying people or like really going in on them. I think it's one thing to like do hot topics, another thing to be like attacking the celebrities you're discussing. That's an issue.
Okay.
And they said she never got her paperwork together. I mean, T.S. Madison has said that. So we see. This is a pattern, girl.
I mean, we know that she never got stuff together. Like I've seen clips where she's in the middle of her show and her phone get cut off. So we know she don't have her stuff together.
Oh, goodness.
Well, she drive that promo van, they say, around Atlanta. That's saying.
All right, so
hey. CD's in the bag.
I mean, I'm seeing some of the comments. There are some people that agree with you guys. I mean, well, I guess I'll just give my opinions because I don't really. My opinion of both of them. I guess I would kind of agree with both of you guys. I feel like they do a very, they kind of attack the people that they're talking about. I watched a little bit of Jason Lee's podcast yesterday, and there was just a level of negativity that I was not feeling. So, but yeah, now I'm seeing some people in the chat saying, especially Connected, he's saying that Jason did his due diligence. It's no shade. It's just business. Now
that's shady. If we're going back and forth, that's shady.
I mean,
that's shady.
yeah. I think it is kind of shady. I don't really know what really sparked the debate between them. I know that he knows T.S. Madison, and I don't know whether that was part of the issue that because of what happened between Khia and T.S. Madison, he just happened to be on that side of it, and they ended up arguing. I can see him
inserting himself. I don't see T.S. being like, "Hey, go do this." I can absolutely see him inserting himself, though.
Right. Okay.
Because Madison thinks like she's over it. Like, she got a whole nother thing. She does her own deal. Like, she talked about the whole situation back when it first happened, and it's not, she's pretty much moved on. So I highly doubt that she went and told Jason this was like, oh, hey, go mess up, stop her bag, basically.
Right.
Yeah, because now she has a new show, I think, coming with Oxygen or something. I saw a commercial for.
Oh, really? Oh, good. So she's really doing it. That's cool.
I mean, they were on their way to TV, and Khia kind of derailed.
Okay.
They were.
Yes.
I
didn't get that full story when I just knew something happened, and then there was, a lot of chatter online, and I didn't really read too much into it at the time, so I don't have all those details. Would you guys consider this an act of theft? from Jason Lee to do like a trademark of the show that Khia has been doing?
Oh, Joseph says We TV. I'm sorry, not Oxygen. But I
We
don't. I
There may be. I
I don't
mean, because
know. Hold
it is like legal. Like it is fine for him to kind of like to go back and trademark it if she hasn't. So it's not like it's necessarily wrong. Well, I'm gonna say this: it's not legally wrong. It's just shady as hell.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of where I fall on it. It's like you you knew what she was doing. You knew what she was doing for herself as far as having this show, and then you decided to go behind her back and stop her from actually I just feel like, and I don't know if this is like, and tell me if this is, my perception just being wrong, but I feel like this is something gay men do on some level. This is just a little bit of a or I feel like it's almost like a stereotypical kind of action almost. And would you agree with that, or would you say? I mean, because I feel like I don't know. How do you feel, Brandon?
I think I'm confused. What exactly is the stereotypical action?
Just being very almost like almost like scamming, like how everybody says like, oh, it's a scam, and it's just like that whole mentality. It seems like there is it seems like that's associated with gay men a lot, and this action, while not necessarily scamming anybody, it seems to kind of fall into that territory. And so I was wondering if maybe that was something that kind of was a accurately attributed to our community.
I don't think it's accurately attributed to us. I do think it's still, like you said, more the lines of a stereotype. I think though he's already a person who is very messy. I think he himself maybe lends into the negative stereotypes of the LGBT, gay, the queer, whatever community. So I think that's just necessarily who he is. I don't think that this is like an action that's representative or reflective of the whole community.
Okay. All right. So I'm seeing some other things here. Victor is saying, Khia roast Jason, then he got the trademark. And not necessarily that this is what Victor is saying, but two wrongs don't make a right. So that tit for tat stuff is not really good. But I want to ask you guys something a little bit more personal, I guess, because I know we're all creative people. What has been your experience with partnerships or creating a business? And have you ever had somebody try to steal your idea from you?
I haven't necessarily experienced that. I haven't done a business with somebody else, but I think I'm, at least with my writing or whatever, I'm very like protective of it, and I don't let everybody see or people I don't trust. So at least with that, I haven't had that kind of an experience of someone stealing an idea or something like that.
How about you, Marcus?
Yes, in a way. Um, when I first started, like a online presence, I started with like a blog site in 2015. It was called Ratchet Gimmick, and I used it for a lot of different stuff. Like I used it kind of to promote myself and things of that nature. And somebody did pop up kind of like with a similar, like with a very, basically it was the same idea, same basic framework. It was just like one or two letters in the name was changed. And that kind of led me to like, okay, yeah, I'm about to go and go get some stuff on the books because it was really a thing, like it was a thing. So that's the closest thing. But even with that, like that wasn't nothing that was affecting my money necessarily, but it was still my idea that some people was kind of like, oh, that's a good idea. I think I want to hop on that. And, oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I've had a similar situation. I don't know if I told you guys I had a fashion blog back in the day, right? So, and I was doing this with a partner at the time, business partner. And I just remember it, kind of going downhill after a while. We were, I don't know, we had very different personalities. And it got to the point where we ended up breaking apart, and then he like took over the email. He kicked me out of the Facebook page, and he tried to take over the whole thing, even though he wasn't really going to do any of the work. But okay. So I ended up having to hack back into my own email and all that stuff. So it was just a pain in the ass. So anyway, I think the moral of the story is to make sure that you're on top of your business and make sure that nobody can really take over anything. And, you know, of course, in a partnership, you got to have your contracts and everything in order just in case it gets to a legal point, which, you know, we never want to really get to. But, you know, I'm seeing some people have some similar situations happening in the chat. Montgomery Maxton is joining us. Hello, sir. He's saying someone stole one of my poems once. Awful.
Shoot them.
Oh, so bad. I feel so bad for you. That's awful. I hate when like plagiarism. It just really, I don't know. It just hits you differently because it feels like not even just plagiarism, but just like taking any kind of original idea. It just hits you differently because it's like this is something that you kind of poured your heart and soul into, and now somebody's coming for it, you know. So I get the emotion. But anyway, we're gonna move on to our next topic. But before we do, I want to let you guys know, of course, that you can sign up to our Patreon. You just need to go to boysandbrunch.com. You get exclusive access to our show, Splitting the Bill, and you also sign up to our highest level tier, and you get access to Boys and Brunch exclusive merch as well. We also have the Bourgeois Brunch coming March 21st. All you have to do is sign up to our email list below and you know, get a ticket there. It's free. We have a limited amount of spots. It's not everybody's going to be able to come. So hop on that now. And so yeah, that's it. And now we're going to jump into I'm a Bali girl in a Bali world.
You have these titles.
Okay. I almost completely forgot where we were going with that, but okay, I got it now.
Okay. So, following a series of viral tweets encouraging Black LGBT people to move to Bali due to low cost of living and friendly community, a woman by the name of Kristen Gray has been deported from Bali. She and her girlfriend were staying there on a tourist visa and are said to have violated the purpose of her visa. According to an article by Bali news blog Coconuts, the head of the Bali office for the Ministry of Law and Human Rights said that she had spread information that could unsettle the public, specifically pointing to the queer-friendly aspect of her statements, and that she was selling her ebook and about moving to Bali and offered paid consultations on traveling to Bali. Keep in mind, this is all during the difficult time that we're all in now. So moving is really not a good thing. Traveling is not really a good thing to do right now. So Brandon, I want to ask you, like, what were your thoughts when you saw all of this going down on Twitter?
So I read her initial tweet, like, because her initial thread of tweets, you don't necessarily. I didn't get the end. There was like anything, I guess, wrong or illegal or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. It worked for them. They were able to move somewhere, start fresh. I think they said they were still working domestically or doing most of their stuff remote, but they were living there, really enjoying. I was like, okay, that's cute for them. A little happy, story or whatever. And then a couple days later, it's like, oh no, they're being deported. They shouldn't have been there. I didn't realize they were still there on a tourist visa. I'm like, oh my god, like the scamming the girls that we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. So I think it sucks because like you were trying to promote yourself and trying to do this positive thing of bragging. We should have kept that to yourself because now you're in trouble. Now you're back, deported, and I'm sure because this was a story, so I'm sure that affects their business as well if they are entrepreneurs or doing whatever else. It might be one thing if you worked for somebody, but no, now that you are your brand and you've kind of tarnished that now. So don't know how that's gonna go.
It's a shame.
She started the thread saying they moved there because she couldn't find work here. So yikes.
Right. And then, well, it's funny, she moves there and then she's getting paid from American work, it seems, and then she's not paying taxes while she's there, and so that's the thing that kind of got everybody really upset with her on Twitter. But Marcus, I want to get your reactions first before I go into that, unless you want to address that.
Um, no, I'll let you handle that. But no, like just in just general, like when you're scamming, you don't tell people that you're scamming.
Hello.
Like you have to know that you're in this place on a tourist visa, and you basically trying to rope people in to kind of to do what you're doing, pretty much, or at least give you money so you can fake and tell them to do what you're doing.
Hmm.
And you just go and announce this on the Twitter, and it's just like well, the people are gonna come for you, and people come for you. So it sucks. That it seemed like on one level she was kind of trying to be helpful, and
Hmm.
now she's caught up on the other levels. Like, yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Like
That's
shut
kind of
your
what I
mouth.
think. I think she should have just kept her mouth shut. And
she
I
just
don't know. Is there a level of like innocence to this? Did she not? Was she just ignorant to the fact that she? Okay. I
I
see you shaking your head, Marcus.
you know you're there on a tourist visa, so that you're not innocent of. The taxes, I could maybe give you a pass if thought you were supposed to pay it all at the end, maybe, but you should have also been looking into that, actively working on something as well. No, and then also you saw an ebook to get other people to do the same thing. Now, sis,
Right.
that's what I'm looking kind of
Right.
sideways.
And at the end of the day, you're encouraging people to move, pack up, and move to another country in the middle of a panorama. Like that
Right. Right.
alone is like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think they
Yeah.
moved. What was it, right before or something? Everything happened, or I can't
I
remember. If they
think
remember if they
so.
moved
I
in
think
it.
they moved before the pandemic and the lockdown and everything, and then they ended up staying there a little bit longer, I guess, than what they ended, but still. Um, but so there was an outpouring of criticism from the Indonesian community, and many of those criticisms were met by Black people saying that they were being anti-Black. So I just want to read a tweet by at Red Folklore that reads, quote, "Actually, we don't care about your skin color, but the audacity to overstay your tourist visa, work from here, and not pay the obligatory income taxes for foreigners who stayed more than 6 months, encourage people to travel and live a luxury living with low cost in Bali during a pandemic." So basically everything that we had just said.
Hmm.
But it was just funny to kind of see the racial thing kind of be brought up. Do you
Hmm.
think that there was some kind of a racist aspect to this from the people who criticized them that lived in Indonesia?
I didn't see any of that backlash. I saw mostly people here saying that they were wrong and should not have done it.
Okay.
Um, if there was, I could believe it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Marcus, anything?
Um, I think it maybe could be in the sense that black people get caught up for crimes and things like more easily. But notice what I said; it's still a crime. So
Yeah.
not really. I mean, yeah, you may have got caught quicker because you was black, but you still were doing wrong.
Hmm.
Right. The other thing that I thought was interesting was the fact that she said that it was such an LGBTQ friendly place. And I just read that they had passed legislation that they were forcing gay people to go undergo conversion therapy. So I'm trying to understand how that gets squared up, or whether she just really didn't know what she was doing. She's just putting stuff out there to make money.
I
Sis is
hope
an
she wouldn't be
impediment.
that right. I hope she wouldn't be that malicious or that um, malicious might not be the right word, but that I don't know. Because some people come there and then they're doing conversion therapy. It's like the girl.
Yeah, I hope that she wasn't like you said. I hope that she wasn't like essentially setting people up. That I'm gonna hope that she did was something she was ignorant of. That I'm gonna
Yeah.
hope that she just
Yeah.
didn't know. Because if you knowingly bringing people over and they trying to convert the people, yeah, you deserve everything coming to you.
Right. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was really stupid of her to even put herself out on that platform like that and to encourage people to do the same thing. But anyway, we can shift gears to something a little bit different, slightly different. So
Okay.
if you had to pick another country to live in, where would you go and why? Let's start with Marcus.
I
All
don't
right, well, I'll
know.
start with me. Y'all let you
Yeah,
guys think
please
for a
do.
second.
Please.
So basically, I think I would probably go to like South Africa because there seems to be a community of they're positive feelings to the LGBTQ community. They have a strong LGBTQ community, and there's a lot of people there that look like me, and so I mean that would be one reason. But I would also, I mean, I guess if I had another choice, maybe like Switzerland, because they just don't ever seem to be in anything, and I'm not trying to get caught up in nothing. So that's another choice for me. I'd have to learn German or whatever, but still.
Right.
Marcus, have you come up with anything?
I feel like I could probably go to like some Hispanic country. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard for me to finish learning Spanish. And the men are fine, so that's a thing. So yeah, I think I could do that.
Look at
You haven't finished learning Spanish yet?
No, I took Spanish like in high school and in college, and I still am on base level.
Yeah, me too. And it's horrible how how we take these classes and they don't teach us much of anything.
Yeah.
And I actually paid for like it's not necessarily a language learning class, but they teach you how to learn a language or how you should be, what you should go through in order to learn a language. So at some point I'll get to that because that's a whole nother commitment that you have to make to learning. And I don't, where I am right now, I just don't know if I'm ready for that commitment, but I will learn some other languages at some point. But Brandon, what about you?
I think maybe the same as Marcus. I think for me, I can't really imagine being somewhere I'm not as close to like my family or friends. Like the whole starting over in a whole new country is a bit like scary to me. So if I have to choose, it'd probably be somewhere still in South America. So I'm not like too far over on the opposite end of the world at least. And I know, yeah, enough ish Spanish ish. So we'll make something work.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So I think we're gonna move into our next topic. I don't have a fancy title for this, but I couldn't come up with it. So we're just gonna move into it. So a tweet from @____ Colin with a K reads, "After the first link, I'd be ready for you to drop all your hoes." So Brandon, how about you? Are you ready? I mean, like, do you agree? Like, what about, are you ready to just like go straight to 100 after meeting somebody on the first date? No, that's never happened for you.
No, I mean, now after the first date, we've started maybe talking or dating. Something like we might have like felt a bit more serious or something. But I'm not completely cutting everybody else off. No, I think maybe once I did, but that's because there was nobody to cut off prior to this person. Like it was one day. Right. I have never had nobody do that much in the bedroom to where I'm like, no, that's soon. No.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be in the bedroom.
I mean, but the tweet said link, so I will go going with from the tweet. Then yes.
Well, link could mean go have drinks or something.
That's even worse.
I don't think
that's what happened. That's what I thought link meant. I didn't think.
Well, it's open to interpretation, I guess. Which is fine. But no, either way though, a first date, no, I don't. I'm still getting to know you.
Okay. All right. What about you, Marcus?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. No, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you, and I'm not gonna just throw myself at you just because we had one nice date or we just had good sex one time. Like, no, absolutely not. It takes more than that.
Really? Okay, so see, like I've been in a situation where I have gone on a date with a guy once and I was just like, all right, so our vibe and our connection is so strong, and like I could cut everybody off right now. If you're ready. I didn't say that to him. But well, what is your question, Brandon?
No, I was gonna say, so you could cut everybody off or you did cut everybody off?
I didn't have a whole bunch of people to cut off in the first place. And that's the other thing is that I
Hmm.
never have a whole bunch of people to cut off anyway when I'm
Yeah.
meeting anybody. But hypothetically, I mean, it really would depend. Like I would have to have that kind of a connection with somebody in order to cut anybody off, in order to say, I'm just not going to date anymore. Like what happened in that situation? No, I didn't have anybody else to cut off, but I did kind of shut off. I think I deleted my dating apps. I was just like, okay, I'm done.
Ooh, I love it.
Now I didn't sign out and I didn't like delete my profile. I just kind of deleted the apps from my phone. So I was like, yeah,
But
stupid, and I just
still,
re-download, reinstall,
Steps.
Right.
fair.
But yeah, so I don't know. So what's the quickest you guys have wanted to be exclusive with someone that you were dating?
I move slow, so a couple months is always my standard. It's never been anything shorter than that.
Hmm.
I think I've done a couple of weeks, but it's been like I was a child. I was in like college. I didn't know about it.
Hmm.
I can't.
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, I think
Well,
for
I've done.
me, go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. For me, the quickest that I would jump into a relationship, again, it really just depends on that vibe that we have with each other, on that level of engagement that we share. I am somebody who, it's like, if I like you, if I go out on a date, or if I go out on 2 dates and I like you, then I'm ready to let's just do this thing. Let's move forward. I like the
I love that.
momentum. I don't like sitting in one place too long, because it just feels like, what are we doing? What are you waiting for? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not like, we have to get married tomorrow, but I'm like, we can go on a couple dates, but like after a month, what, like, are we exclusive or what? I don't know. I just think like a month is probably a good enough time for me to decide that.
That makes sense. I don't think it's bad at all. Now, is exclusive meaning a title, or you're just exclusively dating, but still not like boyfriend and boyfriend?
I think I would say, like, I mean, if I'm gonna be exclusive, I'm gonna be a title. I'm gonna be a boyfriend, you know?
Okay. Hmm.
That's just, I don't know, that's just how I see it.
No,
Yeah.
I completely. I was just because I know for some people it's a little bit different. Like, and I might be one of those people. I think we're like talking, getting to know each other, we're dating, and then we're like, okay, we're like exclusively dating. Like, we're still figuring this out, but there's nobody else. And then okay, you made it. So there's a title now, kind of a thing. Like,
Okay.
Marcus, you were thinking some thoughts there for a second.
No, I was thinking if I agreed, and I don't think I do, because I feel like in order for, at least for me, in order for me to be exclusive, I feel like the title has to come with it. Like I feel like it
mhm,
has to, for you to be like, oh, I'm going to, I just want you to focus on me. Okay, well that must mean that we're together. That's the only way
mhm,
that's gonna work. Um,
yeah,
so yeah.
Okay, okay. So do you think gay men get into relationships too soon?
Mm-mm.
absolutely.
Okay,
Really?
so there's a difference of opinion here.
I think a lot of them do, at least like judging from the timeline, because I think we talked about it. What was it, last week or the week before? How they kind of jump from whatever to whatever. So I think a lot of them do.
Okay. Um, you don't, because I don't know. I see a lot of us complaining about being single. And so that's kind of where I get my impression
Hmm.
from, is that we don't jump into relationships hardly at all, is what I'm seeing personally. I see some people jumping in relationships and I'm like, wow, you guys are like, the exception to the rule of just being gay and single, because I don't see any gay relationships practically in comparison to the amount of people complaining that, they're single.
Hmm.
So, but what do you think, Marcus?
I think I kind of think similar to you. Um, I feel like I don't see people, there are people who are in relationships and they like are serial daters. I think that's what we brought up last week.
Hmm.
They are in relationships all the time, but I think that's very much a rarity. I think for the most part you have far more people who are just fooling around than you do have people who are like actually in relationships.
And
It's
what do
just
you,
ones that are.
yeah. What do you attribute that to? Like, why is there so many of us that just fool around and aren't really getting into relationships?
Oh, child, that could be a whole episode by itself. There's a
I mean, we got time.
whole, a whole lot of reasons I feel like behind that. Like, I feel like it's you know, there's people who still just think of gay and just think of just sex. So
Hmm.
when they consider themselves gay, they just focus on getting the sex and don't think about like getting into a relationship, being with anybody, anything like that sort. And then there are people who are still wary about getting into an actual relationship with somebody,
Hmm.
either because they're scared to, either because they feel like they're not going to be able to handle it,
Hmm.
or even because like they think that they don't need to because they're gay and because in this case they're men, they're gay men. There's like we don't need to be in a relationship. We just fooling around like whatever.
Hmm. Yeah. So, any reactions to that, Brandon?
No, I agree with most of that. I think that it definitely is that level of sorry, that level of you either don't know what you want or you're scared to open up to get it. You don't want to be vulnerable. I think it's people who feel like because they got to sleep with everybody. People who feel like the grass is always greener. I might find somebody else better over here. It's a number of reasons. I think, like I said too, they also feel like they don't have to assimilate to the heteronormative level of monogamous relationships. And okay. I mean, I definitely feel like because you're gay, you can kind of make up your own rules because there's no structure or whatever to it. But some people get lost in the freedom of that.
Yeah, the
Um,
heteronormative thing, it just that argument just bugs me a little bit. Like, I get what
Hmm.
we're saying on some, but I feel like I feel like on some level, it's like it's a it's an educated sounding cop out of actually being in a relationship. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And I don't know, what are you saying? Like I just don't get why you're, criticizing the people who would like to be in a long-term committed relationship with one other person. And I understand that, there are arguments about the heteronormative thing as far in terms of what maybe sexual position you play, and that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. But as far as like being in a monogamous relationship, like I don't know, what are you guys feeling as far as that? As far as what I'm saying here?
I think it can be a cop out. I think that it can be people just saying, I don't want to settle down or I don't want to do the work it takes or whatever. So they're like, okay, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, because I mean, I don't think that being monogamous is solely a straight thing either. I don't think it's inherently cis, hetero. No.
Right. Okay, so I've also, had uh some issues in dating. I feel like, and if we can just go really personal here, I wonder if I have issues accepting flaws. I know that I am very quick to cut somebody off if I feel like they're doing some BS. And if I kind of know where it's going, I don't know. I'm just very intuitive like that. I feel like I do it at the right times, but
Hmm.
where's the line between accepting someone's flaws and settling for less than you deserve?
I don't know. I think it's funny. I saw a tweet or something on Instagram, something fairly recently, and it was like, "What's the difference between like your like a red flag and you just having like anxiety about whatever?" I think it's like the red flag, whatever. It gives you more like clarity or like peace. Like, okay, this is not something I can deal with. Whereas sometimes it's like you're scared to open up or be vulnerable or see where this is gonna go. So you kind of need to check yourself and see what is I'm feeling right now when a flaw or whatever pops up.
Hmm.
I think I think part of it does come from like knowing self. You have to be able to know like what are actually your red flags, what are things that you can't like deal with, versus stuff where you're like you maybe because you're scared, you're nervous, you're like wary about opening up. Like what are just things where you're kind of like I don't necessarily want to deal with that. And that varies like that. That really just depends. Like that's the kind of little internal work that you have to do. Like what can I deal with? What can I tolerate? What can I accept? And what can I not?
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll have to think about that a little bit more for me because I don't know. I just feel, sometimes I feel like I am just way too quick with the chop. But I also feel like when I don't chop, then I get into some mess and I just like I can't deal with it. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Sometimes I maybe I just have to trust my instincts. I don't know. We'll we'll catch up on that story once I actually start talking to somebody again, but we'll see. So we're gonna jump into our last topic. This one I'm calling public pubics. Um, so a tweet by at raw influence underscore reads, quote, I just had to kick a patient out the ICU for masturbating for their OnlyFans account. What's wrong with people? This has been a consistent conversation because week after week there seems to be some kind of video that comes down on the timeline and it's, somebody's doing something wrong in public and they get caught. So, like, why are people doing this? Like, what is the deal?
You want to go first?
Content.
Yes, Marcus, go first.
No, I mean, okay. Um, People really, for whatever reason, people really love that thrill. And I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I kind of get, the thrill kind of like excites you a little bit. But at the same time, like y'all out here busting nuts and Wendy's, and you it's the cancer patient. It's just like, bruh, chill. So it's like people really are taking it too far. Like they're blurring that line between just trying to chase the thrill and like
Mhm.
you're actually becoming like a public menace.
Right.
Maybe him
Brandon.
in that ICU. Maybe he trying to pay the medical bills. Okay, like I don't know what I'm being here for. How long I'm being here? If I can still do this thing right here,
Oh my
let me
gosh.
let me get these bills paid. Okay.
Wait, wasn't he a
Um,
COVID patient or something?
I don't know if it said exactly what. I could believe it,
Okay.
but
God, I really kind of hope not.
but I think it's like Mark said. There is that thrill. I think there is this whole. I'm creating content, and the content needs to be exciting and engaging, and I also need to be enjoying myself while I'm doing it. I don't. I don't. I've heard because I have a nurse friend, and she like responded to the tweet as well. She was like, "Oh yeah, this happens kind of often." I said, "Excuse me." I don't necessarily know about like for OnlyFans specifically, like you're like filming the content, but yes, masturbating in the ICU happens. And
Oh,
I'm like,
goodness.
"Excuse me."
Wow.
I mean, but
She
Okay.
you
was
know
like,
what?
"I'm just." No,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead. I mean, see, I feel like there is a line between those two things, for me at least. Like, if you stuck in the ICU and there's no telling when you're going to get out, there's no telling if you're going to get out, then I can kind of accept it because you're like, you know what? Okay, this may be the end of the road, so I get it. But I feel like it's different in my mind when you're like intentionally doing this for like content creation. And you're thinking in your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna send this out and make money off of it because
Hmm.
there's somebody for whom this is gonna be their kink. And I'm just like,
Okay,
this is a lot.
that part. I think it's also interesting to me. It's like that part. Like somebody just tweeted, if you're in the ICU, are you good enough to even be? Because ICU is supposed to be on your last leg, kind of, but like you got enough energy and mobility to do all of that.
Right. I'm dying at some of these comments. I'm just gonna put focus comment back up on the screen. Hold on. He said, I love that people have autonomy with their sex life, but there's a line. I don't want to go sit on a bus seat that has your kids all on it.
Child, folks love it. On the subways, on the byways, on,
On the
like
freeways.
okay, like
Oh
you
my
said, that video. What was it,
gosh.
Dunkin' Donuts or somewhere? They were like outside on the drive-through, like outside where you take your order. They were outside, like up against the order menu.
No,
I'm
I
just like,
saw one,
wow.
but it was inside the
No, I
Wendy's.
saw that. Yes, Jared. Jared said you shared that
No,
one,
I did
right?
not send you anything.
No, because we were talking about this. I thought you shared it. Don't
I
do
did not
that. I
share
didn't say.
that.
No, I posted that. I
Okay,
did.
sorry. I was trying to put you out. We were
I'm
looking
just
for
kidding. It's no
content
big
for
deal.
today.
But yeah,
But
no, the
yeah.
people just be in anywhere and everywhere, and it's just be like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Seriously.
Right, right. Connected is asking, where do you find and see all this stuff? If you,
Twitter.
basically Twitter. So, just go to any of our following lists and just follow the people that are following us.
Follow somebody that says
You'll
XXX.
eventually find some people.
Don't you send the people about to my followers?
Marcus said he got a private Twitter for all that carrying on. Like,
Yeah, go to his. Yeah, go to Marcus's private Twitter. Sign up to Patreon for that link. No, I'm just kidding. And then what is it? Charles Warren. Hello, Charles. He's saying it's what makes the girls click and pay and makes for click-worthy title, and it's marketing. And
hey.
I mean, I guess, but personally, that kind of content makes me uncomfortable. I don't like seeing that kind of thing. I'm too busy stressing. I'm stressing watching. I'm like, no, I don't want to. No.
I feel like if they finished and were able to still upload it, then they probably were able to be free and clear. Like,
I guess, but
Or they
still,
can wait their court date.
right. There you go. But aside from the OnlyFans stuff,
Lord.
a lot of people seem to be overperforming just like any mundane areas of their life just for the sake of getting some kind of social media attention or get a viral clip or something. So have you guys noticed this? I mean, is this, and have like what pet peeves do you have about this, or like what's annoying about it to you, if at all?
I think because some stuff very just you can tell it's like clout chasing. It's like here for attention, and I can't think of any specific examples off the top of my head, but there's people I feel like are organically might capture something and it goes viral, or they are like organically funny or genuinely funny, and like it's a skit they put together or something. Whereas some people it's like, okay, you're doing too much trying to record. Oh, I think when I saw this video of this guy, I think it was like the spill the milk or whatever challenge, and somebody's cleaning up in the kitchen or something. So his
Okay.
girlfriend was like literally mopping, and he's like recording himself, and she's in the background mopping, and he like starts pouring the milk on thing to see her reaction. She slapped him with the mop, and he was mad, but
But yeah, you
with
get
with
you
the wet
deserve.
with the wet end of the mop that was on the floor.
Yeah, you deserve that wet end of the mop. And the stick and across your neck too. Just like both sides. Don't be pouring no milk on the floor.
Especially when I'm cleaning.
Any other reactions, Marcus?
Yeah, like, insert offset gift, do anything for clout, because people really be out here just doing legit anything. Like, for me, it always goes down to the people who like hop on make these tweets that are like intentionally, like popping off on somebody or like starting up some drama. Usually these people that be like such thoughts, like you trying to invite some stuff, like you're trying to get some people to come to your page and give you follows and interact with you, and it be stuff that don't make sense, and sometimes it be stuff that you don't even believe in, but you are so desperate for those 100K retweets or whatever it is that you're chasing,
Mm-hmm.
that you'll
Right.
say and do whatever.
Exactly. And I think we had talked about this maybe in a few like weeks ago, maybe one of our earlier shows, where you'll just say something and then the same conversation, the same person will bring up the same conversation again after being dragged the first time because they just want that attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things that I kind of get annoyed by is all of the now, and I will say that I'm guilty of doing a TikTok dance here or there. Well, I've only done one TikTok dance actually, and that was just recently, like a few days ago. But I am annoyed at the TikTok dances because not everybody's a dancer. Not all of y'all should be dancing.
I mean, with those last two challenges that we just discussed, though, I mean, that's a little different.
It's a little bit different, right? I get that because everybody can dress up and look good and do the busted challenge or something. It's just about looking your best. And the other one, like,
Big Bang, yeah.
Big
It's about
Bang. If
having
you
a
don't
big
have a
bang.
big bank, you probably shouldn't be doing the Big Bang challenge.
That
But
part.
That is true.
But it's
Hire
just,
people.
everybody is just doing, I just feel like a lot of people are doing a lot of random stuff, and it has nothing to do with really showing their own personality and everything to do with just, I don't know. That's a lot of follow the leader type of stuff. And that's,
Yeah.
At the same time, like if you look at my TikTok, you will see some follow the leader type behavior because I'm trying to figure out TikTok, and I'm not excusing
Yeah.
myself, but I don't know. It just feels creepy to me. It's like, what are we really we just kind of feeding into this algorithm? We're just all
Pretty
kind of
much.
doing it for an algorithm.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's the silliest thing you guys have done for social media attention? Like, let's be honest here. The puzzled expressions.
Yeah, I
I
don't
can
know.
think, I mean, I could say for me, because, and I can go back because, I have been in TikTok world lately, and for gay TikTok, it seems like the formula is to, whatever you do, you cannot have a shirt on. So
Okay.
I
So
didn't
you
have a shirt
shirtless
on
over
for
to the
one of my
TikTok. Ooh.
TikToks. Just one, just to see, just to see if it like popped, because all my other TikToks are just kind of like steady. But it didn't do anything. I mean, I don't work out quite as much as I should. So, but I mean, I still think I have a nice body, but it's not the bodybuilder type.
That's what people want.
So yeah, so I guess that was one of my silly moments, because I didn't really want to, but it felt kind of like I was stripping for the camera just to get some likes. I'm just kind of like hoeing for some likes. Like, no, we don't need to do that. So that was my silly moment. But I'm curious if you guys have any moments that maybe you think back on and cringe at or something.
I don't think I have. I don't, because I try to be pretty low key on social media. So I think maybe a shameless thing for me is maybe posting a selfie. Granted, I don't post many, but maybe here and there a selfie might have been for attention that day versus just to post it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Yeah.
Like with your new hair.
That day I did want a little bit of attention. I did. I'll be honest. So there you go.
And
I got it. Praise God.
We get what we want.
And what about you, Marcus? Have you done anything on social media?
Not really. Back in the olden days of like Twitter and like YouTube and stuff, like I have a couple of like videos of me like dancing and doing stuff that may still be floating around in somebody's algorithm somewhere. But now I really just be talking. Like I really just be running my mouth. I don't have like
Okay. Got you. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think we're going to end things a little bit earlier than usual, but we still have some stuff to talk about in the after show. So all of us can be found on Twitter. Let me put that up here. I can be found at Jarrod D. King. Marcus, let us know where you are.
I am at Loose as a Deuce.
And Brandon?
I am just Call Me Otis.
Okay. And if you enjoyed our conversation and want to see more, go to boysandbrunch.com, become a patron. You get exclusive access to our after show, Splitting the Bill, where we get a little more relaxed and talk about the things that we didn't get to say during the live show. So now it's time for our toast, everyone. Raise a glass.
Just a little bit left, but
good. I have some left too. So until next time, be careful what you say, because the boys will brunch. Take care.